In 2025, the NBA celebrates something far bigger than basketball. It celebrates courage, history, and change. 75 years ago, three men stepped onto the court and changed the NBA forever. Their names were Earl Lloyd, Chuck Cooper, and Nat Sweetwater Clifton, the first black players in league history. At a time when America was divided by color, they played for more than wins or trophies. They played for dignity, respect, and opportunity. Today, as the NBA and NBPA honor them with a special 75th anniversary tribute, we look back at the story that started it all and how their sacrifices built the foundation for the game we love today. Chapter 1: The World Before Change. It's hard to imagine now, but there was a time when professional basketball in America was completely segregated. Before 1950, no black player had ever worn an NBA jersey. The game was dominated by all white teams, and separate leagues were the norm. Yet, in small gyms and community centers across the country, black athletes were rewriting the game with creativity, speed, and flair that the NBA had never seen. Players from the black professional leagues, especially the Harlem Globetrotters, were showing what basketball could truly be. But the NBA wasn't ready. Not yet. That was until 1950, when three brave men opened the door. Chapter 2: Chuck Cooper. The first drafted. In 1950, the Boston Celtics made history by selecting Chuck Cooper in the second round of the NBA draft, making him the first black player ever drafted into the league. When reporters questioned the decision, Celtics coach Red Auerbach replied, "I don't care if he's striped, plaid, or polka dot. Chuck Cooper can play basketball." But Chuck's journey was anything but easy. Hotels refused him rooms. Restaurants turned him away. He faced racial slurs from fans and sometimes even opponents. Yet he played with poise and pride, averaging solid numbers and earning the respect of teammates and rivals alike. Cooper didn't just play for himself. He played so others could follow. Chapter 3: Earl Lloyd, the first to play. A few months later, Earl Lloyd of the Washington Capitals became the first black player to actually play in an NBA game. On October 31st, 1950, he walked onto the court and into history. It was an away game, and the crowd wasn't friendly. He heard boos, insults, and worse. But Lloyd didn't flinch. He later said, "The real test wasn't whether I could play. It was whether I could stand tall while being hated for something I couldn't change." He went on to lead his team in rebounding and became a respected defensive force. Lloyd paved the way for every black player who came after him, including legends like Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Michael Jordan. Chapter 4: Nat Sweetwater. Clifton. The deal that changed it all. Then came Nat Sweetwater Clifton, a star from the Harlem Globetrotters, the first black player to sign a full NBA contract. Known for his charisma and power, Sweetwater played with a joy that captured fans everywhere. He was a bridge between entertainment and serious competition. And his arrival made it clear that black athletes belonged in the NBA. When he joined the New York Knicks, Sweetwater quickly became a fan favorite. He helped lead the Knicks to multiple playoff runs and became one of the league's first black stars. But beyond stats and highlights, he proved that the color barrier could be broken, and that talent knows no race. Chapter 5: The Cost of Courage. These men were pioneers, but their journey came at a price. They faced death threats, were refused service on road trips, and had to constantly prove they belonged. They couldn't always stay in the same hotels as their teammates. And yet, they never backed down. Each time Chuck Cooper grabbed a rebound, each time Earl Lloyd defended a rival, And each time Sweetwater smiled after a tough game, they were making history. Their courage forced the NBA to evolve and forced America to take another small step toward equality. Chapter 6. The legacy that built the modern NBA, today's NBA, filled with stars from every race and country, stands on the shoulders of those three men. Without them, there might be no LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, or Giannis. They turned a sport into a symbol of progress. The NBA's 75th anniversary tribute is more than a ceremony. It's a message that diversity, inclusion, and courage define greatness. And for today's players, from Stephen Curry to Jason Tatum, remembering those roots gives meaning to every dunk, every pass, every point scored. Chapter 7. What it means today. In an age where social justice and equality remain ongoing battles, their story feels more relevant than ever. They remind us that greatness isn't just measured in championships, it's measured in impact. And as the NBA continues to honor pioneers, we're reminded that basketball is not just a game. It's a reflection of who we are and what we stand for. Chapter 8. Passing the torch, from barriers to brilliance. The trail that Cooper, Lloyd, and Sweetwater blazed didn't end with them. It became a road for others to follow and expand. In the decades that followed, Black athletes didn't just join the NBA, they redefined it. From Bill Russell, who became the league's first Black superstar, and later its first Black head coach, to Oscar Robertson, who fought for players' rights and helped form the NBPA, the torch kept passing. Magic Johnson dazzled with flair. Michael Jordan turned the game into a global phenomenon. And today, players like LeBron James use their platform not just for sport, but for social change. The courage of those first three pioneers gave birth to a league where talent is king, and where every child, regardless of color or background, can dream of greatness. Their story didn't end in 1950, it just began. Because history isn't a moment, it's a movement, carried forward by each new generation who dares to believe they belong. Outro, so the next time you see an NBA highlight, remember, before the lights, before the fame, there were three men who changed it all. Chuck Cooper, Earl Lloyd, Sweetwater Clifton. They didn't just play basketball, they changed the world with it. Which of these legends inspired you the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story, so that their legacy continues to shine for generations to come.